Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are well. This is additional mathematics, Addma. In this lesson, we want to look at this question you're seeing on the board. The question is from 2020 Specimen Paper 1. This was question number 1. Find the equation of a line perpendicular to the line 5x minus 2y minus 11 is equal to 0, passing through the point 2, -3. Number of marks, 4. The question is coming from a topic called coordinate geometry. Let's look at the question in details. We are asked to find the equation, right? So whenever you are asked to find the equation of a straight line, think of two formulae. One is this one here. Y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. That is the first formula. The second one is y minus y1 over y2 minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 over x2 minus x1. There are only two formulae that should come into your mind whenever you are asked to find the equation of a straight line. Now, which one will be used? This one, you use it when you are given one point and gradient. You use this one. For this one is when you are given 2 points. Now look at the question here. How many points do we have? Only this one. I see that? Only this one. They are saying passing through the point this. Only one. So we cannot use this one because there is no way we can find another point looking at the question. Therefore, the only equation that we are going, or the only formula that we are going to use is this one, where you are given 1 point and the gradient. Of course, gradient is not given, but we'll be able to find the gradient. Now that we know the equation, the formula that we are going to use, let's proceed. Where there is x1, y1, we have a point, 2, -3. So this one will be x1, this one will be y1. We can substitute in the formula. So we are going to say y minus, what is my y1? Y1 is -3. So this minus and this negative will turn into a positive. Okay? Turn into a positive. So it will be +3 here is equal to, have we been given gradient? No. So m will remain, then x minus my x1 is 2. Substitute to there. What will be the next step to find the gradient? M is for gradient. We will be able to go back to the question. Find the equation of a line perpendicular to the line 5x minus 2y minus 11 is equal to 0. That is the line, or that is the equation that has been given. Now, the equation we are finding here should be perpendicular to this. In short, we are saying they should be like this. This equation 1, this is equation 2. They should be perpendicular, meaning they are making a 90 degree. That is what they are talking about here. So we have this equation, which is this one. Now we want this equation. Have you seen that? That is what they want. So, to get the gradient of this equation, we are going to use the equation that has been provided. So we have 5x minus 2y minus 11 is equal to 0. In this line, we are going to find the gradient. How? We have what we call the gradient intercept form, which is y is equal to mx plus c. Meaning, in this equation that we have been given, we are going to make y subject of the formula. And the coefficient the coefficient of x will be the gradient. Now you will see what will happen at that stage. So let's make y subject to formula here. So we have got y here. To make y subject to formula, it means I have to push this 5x on the other side so that it comes here, right? Yeah. So I'm going to write negative 2y is equal to this positive 5 here will cross the equal sign and it will be negative 5x. This negative 11 will be positive 11. To remain with y, divide by negative 2, negative 2 here, negative 2 here. So that I cancel this, I'll remain with y is equal to, the negative negative will go, I'll remain with 5 over 2x and then minus 11 over 2. Okay? Now that y is made subject of the formula, the coefficient of x here will be my gradient, which is now 5 over 2. So now I'm going to say m will be equal to 5 over 2. Now be very, very careful here. Don't be too quick to substitute this gradient where there is m. Go back to the question. They are saying find the equation of a line perpendicular. That is the key word. Perpendicular. So if it is perpendicular, then this is not the gradient. Are we together? This is not the gradient. If they say perpendicular. Now, what does this mean? What is this gradient? If the question was find the equation of a line, if there was this word, parallel, you could have used this gradient. Alright? Parallel lines have got same gradient. Now they've said perpendicular. It means the gradient of this line multiplied by the gradient of the one we are finding, we should get negative 1. Always. In short, I'm saying M1, M2 should always give you negative 1. So what we have calculated here is M1. We need M2. That will be for perpendicular. So we substitute in this formula here. So we're going to say our M1 is 5 over 2. M2 is equal to negative 1. To remain with M2, multiply by the reciprocal here, 2 over 5. Even the other side, 2 over 5. Meaning I'll cancel this. M2 will be equal to negative 2 over 5. This one now is the gradient of a line perpendicular. Not the first one. Are we together? So when you multiply a negative 2 over 5 times 5 over 2, you get negative 1. That is the principle. This is now the one that you are going to substitute here. Are we together? So now the equation now will be y plus 3, like this, is equal to, here is this one, negative 2 over 5, like this. Then we have x minus 2. Are we together? Then we are just going to simplify this one here. So we have y plus 3 is equal to negative 2 over 5 x minus 2. We simplify. Okay? How are we going to do it? So we are going to say y, we can shift this positive on the other side. So it will be y is equal to negative 2 over 5. I can multiply negative 2 over 5 times x. It will be like that. Negative 2 over 5x. Negative, negative will give me a positive here. Then 2 times 2 will give me a 4 over 5. Remember, there is this one here, positive 3, which will be negative 3 on the other side. Next will be y will be equal to negative 2 over 5x. These two, I can find the answer to this side. Now remember, this is Addma, so we'll be able to say over 1 times 4 is 4. Okay, we'll be able to put the sign here, don't worry. This times this is 4. Okay, minus this times this is 15 over this times this is 5. Okay, so the addition sign can be there. Next will be y will be equal to negative 2 over 5. Okay, so in case you don't understand this, we are saying 4 over 5 minus 3 over 1. Common denominator, that is the one that you know. 5 into 5 is 1, times 4 is 4, minus 1 into 5 is 5, times 3 is 15. This is where you are seeing this. Okay, this is where you are seeing that. We can move on. So we have y is equal to negative 2 over 5x. Let's find the answer to this. What will be positive 4 minus 15? It will be negative 11 over 5 here. Are we together? At that point, you can leave it in that way, but of course, we've got fractions here. We can get rid of them by multiplying throughout by what? 5, since we have 5 there. So I can multiply everything by 5. When I multiply by 5, it will be 5y here is equal to, this 5 and 5 will cancel. I'll remain with negative 2x minus 11. This 5 and 5 will go. So I can have that equation there. You can leave it at that point. If you want, you can rearrange to say 5y, this one will be plus 2x, okay, this one will be plus 11 is equal to 0. Of course, you can start with the x, which will be 2x plus 5y plus 11 is equal to 0. Ladies and gentlemen, this is now the equation of a line perpendicular to this. Perpendicular to this, and they are passing through this point. Try to find the gradient of this. You find the gradient of this. You also find the gradient of this, of which we got it, it was 5 over 2. Now, if you find the gradient of this and the gradient of this, multiply them and see if they'll give you negative 1. This is the way the question was supposed to be answered. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to share with your friends so that they can also benefit. This has been your teacher, Mr. Kalunga. Bye-bye.